The Los Angeles Chargers are heading into Week 18 with both good news and a new challenge as they prepare for their final game of the regular season against the Las Vegas Raiders. It's a game that could impact their playoff positioning, and the latest updates could play a huge role in how things unfold. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. So, what's the good news? Star safety Alohi Gilman has returned to practice after his injury, which is a massive boost for the Chargers' defense. But here's the catch. Rookie standout lad McConkey is dealing with a toe injury. That's a concern, especially considering his importance to the offense this season. Now, let's break this down a bit further. The Chargers have actually been pretty fortunate with injuries this season. Sure, they've had some typical midseason issues, but nothing too severe. However, the health of key players as the playoffs approach is critical, and McConkey has been one of their biggest playmakers all year. He's breaking records and already proving he can be a difference maker. But there's been this talk about him hitting the rookie wall. College seasons would be over by now, but he's still grinding through the demands of an NFL schedule. Plus, he's battled a few injuries along the way. The concern is real. Can McConkey stay healthy and avoid being limited heading into the playoffs? The good news is that despite his absence from practice, the team got a big lift with Alohi Gilman. His 21-day practice window is opened, and he's already limited in participation, meaning he's getting closer to being game-ready. While he might not play in this final regular season game, it looks promising for the playoffs. And this matters because Derwin James, as talented as he is, can't do everything alone in the secondary. The Chargers need him closer to the line of scrimmage, where he can cover tight ends, slot receivers, and running backs coming out of the backfield. That's why Gilman's return is so important. Having him back lets James play where he's most effective, which could be a game changer when the postseason kicks off. On the offensive side, McConkey's injury raises some concerns. The Chargers are already dealing with injuries to key players like Joshua Palmer and Khalil Mack. And now, with McConkey limited, it adds even more pressure. The team will need to decide if it's worth pushing him in this final game or resting him for the playoffs. The question is, can the Chargers manage without lad McConkey? Maybe for this game, since playoff seeding will depend on other matchups like the Bengals and Steelers. But in the postseason, his presence is critical. He's a game changer when healthy, and the Chargers don't have many other reliable perimeter weapons right now. This also explains why the Chargers recently signed Terrell Edmunds to the practice squad after losing Elijah Molden to a season-ending injury. They're clearly focused on keeping Derwin James closer to the line, and signing depth at safety is part of that plan. With Gilman working his way back, the Chargers are trying to build defensive depth without shifting James away from his impact role. Now, shifting back to the playoff picture, there's a lot at stake. The Chargers could end up facing either the Texans or the Ravens. The Texans have been inconsistent, making them the more favorable matchup, but facing Baltimore? That's a different story. The Ravens are a powerhouse, but there's also a lot of pressure on them. They've had some tough playoff losses in recent years, and the Chargers could use that to their advantage. But regardless of the opponent, Jim Harbaugh has made one thing clear. He wants to keep things simple and avoid chaos on the field. His philosophy is about controlling the game by limiting turnovers, avoiding big plays on defense, and forcing opponents to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns. Harbaugh isn't looking for flashy football. He wants tough, physical, grinded-out matchups where the score stays close, giving the Chargers a shot to win in the final minutes. It's a smart approach, especially with the injuries piling up. The goal is to get to halftime with a tight score and wear down the opponent by the fourth quarter. So, can the Chargers manage without McConkey for 1 week? Probably. But once the playoffs hit, they'll need everyone healthy and ready to go. Let me know in the comments. Who would you rather see the Chargers face, the Texans or the Ravens? And do you think Harbaugh's conservative style will hold up in the postseason?